because unfortunately in this world, the only way you're gonna survive is with a job. That's the only way. That's the only way. You tell me another way that you can survive in the United States without a job. All right, y'all. We in the Lexus LS 400. So, it's a little different video. It's not what I usually post or stuff that I usually post, but it's a topic. So this topic is about basically your children. So if you have children, in today's world, like, I feel like as parents, you know, if you're a parent, so this video is directed to parents. So if you got kids and you know, they getting older, they growing up, you know, you gotta embrace these kids to know that, you know, 18 is coming. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, these kids, a lot of these kids today think they could be kids forever, and you can't be a kid forever. So we got to tell our kids, like, look, man, like, we got to basically put in their head that, you know, reality is reality. Reality is real. Like, we can't just let them grow up just thinking that there's no reality, because reality is where we are as parents. Kids aren't in reality. They aren't living in reality. They don't know, you know, bills and you know, suffering and, you know, stuff like that. Maybe they do, but they're not in a position of, you know, making sure stuff like that is taken care of and stuff like that is handled. They're not, that's not their role. It's our role. So we have to embrace our kids to be prepared for the life that's ahead of them. Okay, so, you know, you may have a kid that has no idea what he's going to do or what she's going to do when she's 18 years old. You know, when high school is over, what are they going to do? What are you going to do when high school is over? What do you have planned to do when high school is over? You know what I'm saying? So, you know, at the end of the day, mommy's house, daddy's house will always be your children's house. You know what I'm saying? They can always come home. You know, that's just what it is. You know, but you got to find your own way. You got to know, you know, what you want to do in life and what you want to pursue. You might want to get a 9-to-5. You might want to go to college. You might want to go to the military. You know, I went to the military, okay? Each of those choices offer different benefits, you know, depending on what you want to do. You know, so I went into the military, you know what I'm saying? So I made money off the rip. From the time I joined the military, I was making money. And I also got a $5,000 signing bonus. So, you know, to most 18-year-olds, they like, damn, you know, I'm getting a check every week or every 2 weeks, plus a signing bonus, you know, so that's, you know, so that's stuff that you might want to consider. You know, if you get a 9-to-5, you know, you're just gonna have a regular 9-to-5. You could be making $10 an hour, you could be making $15 an hour, you know. But whichever path our children take, it has to be the path that's going to advance them in their life, whatever that life may be, whatever they choose to do. You know what I mean? So you got to pick the right path for you, and you can't tell your kids what path to take. You just have to embrace them to take a path. You know what I'm saying? Because if you don't take a path, you know what I'm saying, you know, your kid's gonna be stuck in the house with you forever. You know, and you know, and it's like, you know, if you mind it, you mind it. If you don't, you don't. But even if your kids stay in your house with you their entire life, whatever, you still want them to have their own type of career, their own way, you know, and what they want to, you know, doing whatever they want to do. But, you know, a lot of these children today don't know nothing other than school and the crib. or being in the house. They don't really know nothing. They don't know what's out there. They don't know what's right from wrong. You know what I'm saying? A lot of kids don't know. You know, your kids might know, they kids might know, but they kids may not know. You know, so it's you know, and it's not even just embracing your own kids, embrace other kids. You know, they gotta get out there and figure out what life is and how life is. Now, I know I said I went to the military, and I'm not you know, advertising the military for anybody, but it is a great option, because not only are you learning a trade at the same time, but you're getting paid at the same time. So it's like, you really can't beat that. And there's no debt. You know what I'm saying? When I got out the military, I didn't have no debt. Most people I know that got out the military ain't got no debt. You know what I'm saying? They got out with whatever they had, and they kept it pushing, you know? So we just got to prepare these kids, because a lot of these kids think it's sweet, and a lot of these kids think, you know, it's easy, when it's really not. It's not easy. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, it's easy for them because they don't have to take care of nothing. There's nothing for them to do. You know what I'm saying? They're not paying bills. They're not paying for food. You know, they eating the food. They eat the food, but they're not paying for the food. They don't go shopping for the food. You know, so these kids are in a mindset that you know, living in this world is easy, and it's really, really not. You know, I'm almost, you know, you kind of want your kids to live on their own, just so they can realize what it's like to have to live in this world. You know, living under somebody's household that's not living. You know what I mean? Like, that's not get living confused, because some people might say, yo, living is taking a trip to Dubai and jumping off a bungee cord. I'm just talking reality right now, like responsibility. That's what I'm talking. Like, we have to teach these kids responsibility. They have to know, they need to know what they have to go through to make it through. You know what I'm saying? Parents aren't always going to be here. You know what I'm saying? And this is not directly, this is not about my children. You know what I'm saying? This is not about your children. This is just children in general. See, when I was 14, when I was 12, I was saying, I can't wait till I get out of my house, my mom's house. That's the type of shit that I was saying. You know what I'm saying? And I never hear my kids say that. It's like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, damn, why won't they say that? But I never hear my kids say that, because it's not the same life. You know what I'm saying? When I was growing up, you know, it was for yourself. You know what I'm saying? It was all for yourself. You know what I'm saying? Living in North Philly, you know, anybody from North Philly know how that is. You know, so a lot of kids nowadays, they got it good, you know, and they don't know what it's like not to have it good. You know, so we just gotta tell our kids, man, you know, when 12th grade come and you 18, and you gotta, you know, you gotta know what you want to do in life. You gotta know. Can't nobody know for you. You gotta know. You gotta find your own way. You have to figure things out for yourself. You know, because that's the only way you're gonna learn. You know, when I wanted to be a mechanic, when I decided to be a mechanic in 2014, I didn't know nothing about cars, not one thing. You know what I'm saying? I only knew the little things I knew on my 3800, on my little Regal. That's all I knew, because that was the car that I worked on when I had to do stuff, because I had a little supercharged car, and I just did little shit to it. But I did not know how to work on a car. Some people might say I still don't know how to work on a car, but it is what it is. I made it to this day, and I'm still pushing. But, you know, I didn't learn how to work on a car until I worked on a car. You know what I'm saying? So I worked on a customer's car, and I found out how to respect the customer's car, how to fix the car, make sure the car don't come back for what I fixed. You know, you have to get out in the field, and you have to learn that. So it's the same thing with our children. They have to grow up, and they have to go out there. They have to pursue that job or pursue the career, whatever they want, whatever they want to do, they have to get out there and learn that, yo. And honestly, you know, for some of us, we could be scared, you know, because letting your children out and to go for the first time, it's like, man, you know, it's like, man, my child is gone. You know what I'm saying? And if you got more than one kid, you got more than one worry. You know what I'm saying? I got 3-4 kids. So I said that like I don't know the count. But, you know, that's more than one worry. You know what I'm saying? You got more than one kid to worry about. And each of those kids have to take their own little route. You know, and we, as parents, we have to be prepared for that. And, you know, whatever route they take, believe it or not, is going to directly affect the parents. Don't matter if your kids are on their own or not. As parents, you will always be parents. It'll never stop. Your kid could be 60 and you 75, 80 or whatever. And you still got to be a parent. Once you a parent, always a parent. You know what I'm saying? So you just stuck with that for life. But if you got good children, you ain't got nothing to worry about. I mean, if your children learn and find a way that, you know, that they need to find and to get out there and be successful, then as a parent, you'll be happy. You know what I'm saying? And it'll still, your house will always still be a home for them to come to. You know, maybe one day your child might buy you a house. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? But the point of this story is, you know, and again, you know, like I said, I got children, you know, I got children, and it's not about just my children. Yes, I'm thinking about this because of my children as well. But I wanted to talk to you guys just because I know there's other people with children. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, whichever route or whichever way it ends up going, I mean, it is what it is. And again, like I said, as parents, we still gonna be, you know, kind of stuck with, I don't want to say stuck because stuck sounds bad, but we're still gonna be, we still have to deal with the situation of our children. But my advice is try to embrace your children to get jobs. Because unfortunately, in this world, the only way you're gonna survive is with a job. That's the only way. That's the only way. You tell me another way that you can survive in the United States without a job. I mean, I could think of, no, I want you to tell me which way you're gonna survive other than having a job. You know what I mean? So I've been telling my kids for years now, like for years, I've been telling my kids, yo, you gonna get a job. You gotta get a job. When you're old enough to get a job, you're gonna get a job. So that's 16. So when you turn 16, my kids turn 16, they're gonna have a job. And you can hand daddy a couple dollars to go towards the bill. You can hand daddy a couple dollars or mommy a couple dollars towards the mortgage. You know what I mean? Like, why not? You staying in the house. Why can't you contribute to the bills and the mortgage? You know what I'm saying? So I'm just telling you guys to let your kids know at an early age. I don't care if they 12, 8, or 4. Don't just hand them an iPad. Or if you want to give them an iPad, give them an iPad and tell them to Google jobs and look up YouTube jobs. You know what I'm saying? You got to put that in a mindset, because when they turn 18 and they don't know none of that, they're going to be completely lost. They're going to have no idea of what the world is really like. What it really takes to live. So you have to start embracing them when they're young. You cannot wait till they turn 18 and say, yo, you need to go get a job, or hey, you need to learn how to drive. You got to do stuff like that way before they get to that age. And I've been trying to do that with my kids. I've been telling them for a while now to get jobs. And, you know, I even tried to teach my kids how to to drive and stuff, and we had some situations with that, but you know, we got over that. My advice is take your kid to driving school. Ask me how I know. But yeah, I know that was a little off topic, But I just wanted to, I don't know, I felt like I should talk to people that might, you know, that could relate to this, and maybe, you know, you guys can it can make you guys think of something or think about something, and have a talk with your kids, you know, especially if they 14, 15, 16, 17. You gotta have this conversation with your kids, because they can't think, oh, you know, I'm gonna graduate from high school and then I'm just gonna sit on my ass all winter, all summer, all winter, all, how long you gonna do that? Like, and then you gonna go look for a job? Nah. You know, so you gotta talk to your kids now. I'm telling you, man, it's because it's gonna be hard to break that habit. These kids got habits of being kids. You know, I wasn't taught this. I wasn't taught to go get a job, or that's just how I was. I always was like, I was just always like this from before I was a teenager. I was always working in my uncle's business. I did that from the time I was a young kid, 12, 13, 14. My uncle was paying me to work in his business in Philly. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I've been structured to know how to get out there and go get money, and to just, you know, they say money ain't everything, but guess what? You can't do shit without money. Nothing. And you can't do nothing. Only thing you could do without money is lay on the fucking cement outside. That's all you can do. That's all you can do. You know what I mean? So they saying money ain't everything. Okay, it's not. But, and I'm not saying that money is everything. But all I'm saying is that you got to go get the money, because that's the only way you're going to be able to at least live a comfortable life. You know what I'm saying? So you got to tell your kids from an early age to work. Teach them how to work. Teach them how to do stuff. Teach them how to do little things, you know. Just teach them, and they got to be ready when that time come, when 18 come. You know, you are a grown man now. You are a grown lady now. You know, whether you have a daughter or a son, you're grown now. You have to, you just, I mean, I don't know what else, I don't know how to put it. You know, I was long out the house before I was 18. My mom kicked me out a few times. You know what I mean? But when 18 came, I kind of left and never really looked back. You know, but you want to teach your kids, it's not about leaving mommy's house or daddy's house. It's just about having your own mindset, and just knowing what you want in life, and knowing what you want to do in life. All right, so I don't want people to think that you got to get your kids out your house, or I don't want the kids to think that they have to leave out the house. It's just about having your own way, because at the end of the day, it's only going to be you. It's going to be you. If you got a girlfriend or a wife, okay, well then it'll be you and your girlfriend. And if y'all got kids, then it'll be you and your girlfriend and your family and your kids. You know, but you got to have your own mindset, your own path. And that don't start when you're 18. That starts before you're 18. You can't wait till you're 18 to start your path. Your path, you need to start thinking about stuff well before 18. And that's how I got in the position that I'm in, because I thought of my path before I was fucking 16. Before I was 16, I already knew. I was in the military, the delayed program, whatever you want to call it, in 10th grade. I was already signed up. I didn't do ROTC in middle school or high school, which I probably should have did, which probably would have made things a lot better for me. But, you know, I was signed up in 10th grade. So when 12th grade came, I already knew I was gone. That's why I didn't deal with scholarships and stuff like that, because I could have got all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? All that stuff was offered to me. You know what I mean? I had great grades, everything. You know, but I already had my mind set up for the military, because I knew that they was going to pay for my college. That's the only reason why I went to the military, because, mind you, I didn't even do much of college stuff. I probably did 1% out of 100% of college stuff. But that wasn't my focus. My focus was to get in the military, and I was getting paid from the time I was in there. You know what I'm saying? So, and because of that, you know, I'm where I'm at today. I'm still pushing. So I know this is a little off topic, but some people might be able to relate to this. But yeah, if you can relate to it, then like, comment, and subscribe, and share the video. And I'll catch you on the next one.